Happy Monday, everyone. I'm here talking Fulham against Chelsea, and I'm doing this right before the game because I looked at it earlier and I looked at Chelsea's lineup and I was like, what am I going to say here? Is Cucurella actually going to start? Are they going to keep the same 4-2-3-1 formation? I don't know. So that's why I'm doing it right before the show. We have 7 minutes here. We got lights, camera, action, as you can see on the screen here. Uh, Left side, got our Twitter list up here, our X list. If you don't know about our Twitter list, check them out. I think you just go to RotoWire Soccer right on Twitter, and then we have a bunch of lists. So we have a Premier League list. It's basically every Premier League club, and that's what we use pretty much every day. And we also have that for Champions League. We have that for Europa League as well. So if you don't know about those, check those lists out. Very helpful if you want, if you just, I don't know, if you want to stay in tune to all these leagues or all these teams, that kind of thing. We basically have a list for every league we cover, including Champions League and Europa League. But on the right side of the screen, we got the cheat sheet, rotowire.com/soccer trial. That is a 48-hour trial. And as you can see, there's a couple other things going on today. We got a Serie A two-gamer that's currently going on right now. It's about to end up, and we have a interleague slate as well. Those lineups are coming in right now as we speak. As you can see here, we already got the Fiorentina lineup. We also got a La Liga game in addition to this Fulham Chelsea one. But I'm just talking Fulham Chelsea here. Those are the biggest contests. And then we have our Champions League show coming out tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern is our Champions League show. Check that out. Jack Burkhart and Ryan Belangi will be on that. And then we also have our Champions League article, which will be coming out as soon as I fully edit that one. That will be posted pretty much right when this Fulham Chelsea game starts. So that's all the stuff we got coming at you. But again, this is just a, I don't know. I don't want to say fun slate. It's a disgusting slate, I guess you could say. Um, so in addition to it being Chelsea, in addition to it being Fulham here, we got to find out what this lineup is all about. So we're waiting on the lineup here. And I guess I'll say here, get into why we need to wait for a lineup. So Nicholas Jackson is suspended. Malo Gusto is suspended. So two regular starters who have been regular starters, both those guys are suspended, and then they have a ton of injuries. Ben Chilwell it seems like he's going to be out at least a month with another hamstring injury. So he has a new injury in addition to Reece James being out, in addition to all these other guys being out. There's just a lot of questions here about their team. I got Cole Palmer in here, Disasi moving to right back, but who knows? We could see, a return to the three center backs where maybe it's Cole, Silva, Disasi again. And then we have Mudryk playing on the left wing and Cole Palmer, I don't know, someone else playing on the right wing, something weird. So we'll see in about 5 minutes what that's going to be looking like. As for Fulham, they haven't really done too many changes. Kenny Tete is probably the biggest question. Castagna started over him last week. Otherwise, De Cordova-Reid started over Harry Wilson last week as well. Those are the big things. Raul Jimenez kind of guaranteed starter here, but Vinicius will come on for him. In terms of what I think for this match, one of my bets this week, if you haven't checked out any of my bets, you just go to rotowire.com/soccer. Just my betting article, my last one, obviously last one, but I got under 2.5. I'll just give it out here. Under 2.5 goals is my bet for this one. You just look at all the recent Chelsea results. You look at their struggles. I think they've had 4 straight games, including, cup competition where it's been 1-0 results or 1 goal or fewer in all these games. And then the way that Fulham are playing, outside of a couple weird results, they've been pretty defensive. There's been a lot of Fulham games in which nothing has happened. And I don't know if that's because of how they're playing differently without Mitrovic up there kind of a thing. But I mean, that Crystal Palace game, I think that was their last league match. Basically nothing happened. Even the home game against Luton Town, there wasn't a ton of stuff that happened, and it 1-0. I mean, you have the Manchester City result where they kind of got away from it a little bit, and they got that late goal against Arsenal. But I mean, even that Manchester City game, that was just a crazy. Manchester City got 5 goals from 7 shots or something like that. So overall, I think Fulham are playing solid defensively. I mean, you see the odds here. Chelsea 46 win percentage is just wild. Like, who is betting that? Who is betting whatever these odds are? I assume it's probably Chelsea minus 110 or something to win here, or maybe even less than that, plus 110 or something like that. But who's betting Chelsea to win away from home? If you bet Chelsea, it's going to be like a 1-0 win. Sure, they'll probably have 55, 60% of the possession. And then that's why we kind of need to see what's going on with these set piece takers here for Chelsea, because we do have a question with that. And that'll probably be Enzo. I know Mudryk has taken one or two. Gallagher has taken one or two. We'll see if all those guys are in there. It's assumed they're going to be in there, but maybe something crazy happens and maybe Nani Madueke starts, something like that. I don't think Chaloub is ready to come back, but maybe he's on there as well. What, we got 3 minutes left here. But yeah, you see the implied goal total 1.52 under the lights at Craven Cottage as well. Do we trust Chelsea? I think that'll be the first question. Building a cash lineup is not going to be easy. I don't think there's a really, a guaranteed route here for cash games. I mean, you could just do, okay, let's do Enzo and a couple fullbacks or something like that. I mean, you don't really technically have to spend up for many of these other guys. I guess, I'm noticing here that I didn't know that Willian has gone back-to-back 90s pretty much. So I actually almost like him more than, let me just double check here. He's getting, for some reason, Willian's getting a clean sheet in this profile, but I kind of like Willian a little more than Andres Pereira, though you could probably play both of them. I just don't know how many set pieces Fulham are going to be getting. Maybe they get 5 set pieces. Is it worth it to play Andres Pereira, who's been getting subbed off more frequently than Willian's been getting subbed off? I don't know. Alexa Iwobi, I think, is the guy who came on for Andres Pereira last match. So something to keep an eye on. And then we also have Harry Wilson, of course. Is double keeper dumb and cash for this matchup? I don't think so. I think Saramac's actually going to run out double keeper. If Saramac's doing it, then it can't be a dumb strategy, right? Is that how it goes? If I'm thinking low goals, I thought low goals in the Nottingham Forest match yesterday ended 1-1. Of course, double goalkeeper didn't work in that scenario, but I think we could get a situation where either side here, we get a scoreless draw or we get a 1-0 result, and then you're getting the winning clean sheet or you're getting the double clean sheet with either of these goalkeepers. I think that's a fine route because you're just not getting a ton of floors outside of maybe like Sterling and Fernandez, Willian. I already mentioned I don't really like Pereira's floor that much. Who else really has much of a floor? Like Bobby De Cordova-Reid doesn't have a floor. All right, we got 1 minute here, so let's refresh this. Let's get these lineups in. Chelsea in the building. We're getting ready here. We're getting ready. We got seconds away from lineup release. Very exciting. I think I'm going to do one of these for Champions League tomorrow as well. So I guess we'll see what the reaction is. But I think people, one of the goalkeepers is captain. In cash games, maybe not, but definitely a tournament move. I'm all about goalkeepers. So who we got? Fulham. I don't think there's – okay, Harry Wilson's back in the starting 11. Harry Wilson is taking the spot of De Cordova-Reid, and Kenny Tete is still out. He's not on the bench. There are no backup fullbacks here. I guess Ballatore is in there as well. Okay, Lukic is back on the bench. Okay, so no real surprises here for Fulham, so that's good. The big question here is Chelsea. That's kind of what we're going with here. All right. What do we got? Does anyone know? How do they do this? Cucurella is a fullback. Okay. It is Cucurella. It is Cucurella and Colwell, unless it's something weird. Yeah, this is what it has to be. Okay. So it is a 4-2-3-1. We have Cucurella and Colwell as your fullbacks. And wow, Broja is starting. Okay, Broja is starting. He's coming off a torn ACL. He just returned. If you play Broja, good luck. He's going to be playing less than 60 minutes. I'm kind of surprised by that one, but I guess they don't really have any other choice. Wait, why is Sterling on the bench? Okay, now there's some questions here. Sterling must not be healthy. There's got to be a reason here that Sterling's on the bench. That makes things fairly more difficult here because he was one of the only guys I wanted to pay up for. Yeah. I mean, Colwell and Cucurella are both left-footed, but it appears here Chelsea usually posts their formation in their graphics, so that's what I'm going off here. And it doesn't matter that they're both left-footed, but just because they don't have any other right backs, that I guess that's the main problem here. That's kind of why I thought Disasi would be in there, but that is not what Pochettino is going with. So now the problem is we have Raheem Sterling coming off the bench at some point. I think we could actually get 45 minutes of Broja, and then Sterling comes on at halftime, though maybe he has an injury. Yeah, I mean BBC can list it as however. This is based off of how Chelsea are saying what their formation is. Opta's probably going to have something different as well, but it's usually best to go with whatever the team tells you they're going to line up as. And I mean, yeah, maybe this will decide the slate here. Maybe if deciding the slate down to Disasi as a right back and Colwill as a left or right back, then maybe you shouldn't play the slate. I don't know. Okay, let's get around to actually putting together these lineups now that we don't have Sterling here. So Sterling is a pretty clear, tournament route where I guess we may get some injury news on him. So we'll see what happens there. But we remove Sterling. All right. So do we want Enzo as our? I say we go Willian or Enzo as your cash captain. Let's just do Enzo, and we'll plug in Willian for the sake of it. We'll plug in Andreas for the sake of it. We no longer need Raheem Sterling. Cole Palmer is a bit expensive for someone who hasn't played a ton with Chelsea, so he is a sub risk. So let's look at the sub options here. I mean, Matson kind of played as a attacking midfielder. Maduke's back on the bench. Sterling. David Washington here. There's not a ton, honestly. Pochettino's in an interesting situation here. I'm not sure how. This is a great showdown, as you can tell. So, how many Fulham players do you want? Do we actually want both Fulham fullbacks here? Oh man, this is terrible. Do we actually put Mudryk in here? I think we put Mudryk in here. If he's getting a couple corners, we could have a situation where Chelsea, dominate possession, get to 10 corners, and Mudryk has 5 corner crosses, something like that. So I think we play Mudryk in cash games. Maybe he's not the same sub risk as he's been. I mean, you look at his game logs; he hasn't played more than 63 minutes in a match, but maybe he plays more now because of the bench. So I guess you have that to look for. Oh man, this is fun. I guess we just do, if you just want a double goalkeeper instead of we could do that instead of Robinson and Castagna. So let's just do Leno. I think that'll fit here. Oh wow, it doesn't fit because Sanchez is too expensive. Well, I guess, I mean, I'll just give you the perfect cash lineup here. So instead of captaining Enzo, we captain Willian. All right, we're still not going to get there, but you get the point. These are all the guys you want to target here in cash games. You can get both the goalkeepers. You can get one of the goalkeeper. Maybe you just Chelsea have a bunch of clean sheets, so maybe you bank on that kind of a thing. Raul Jimenez, I don't even think he scored yet for Fulham, despite him continuing to start. So we got all of them in there. Let's give out. I'm trying to wait for these lineups to come in. Okay, they're in. They're finally in DraftKings, so we're there. Okay, so I'll do Sanchez lineup. Let me just click into Colwell to see actually what he's done as a fullback here lately. Not a ton. You got a couple shots on target. It's against Bournemouth. What's it going to be actually? I don't know. Actually, I'm going to pull up Chelsea's last match because that's when I think that was Cucurella's only start of the season. They played against Cucurella. Cucurella played as a right back against Brighton. I guess according to Opta, he played as a right back against Brighton in a cup match midweek. 3 passes into the final third. Expected goals, expected assists, 0.01. Not a ton, but it was against Brighton, a different matchup. If you had to go with either one of these fullbacks, I would go with Cucurella, just because we have at least a history of him. I guess that's all. That's it. There's at least a history of him getting a little more forward. I mean, Cole will be more forward than the center backs, but I don't think that's going to lead to much. Gallagher, I guess I didn't really mention Gallagher. He may have a set piece or two, but I don't know how much you're hoping for from there. I guess he had a 10-point floor against Aston Villa, and I guess you can hope for that again. So, okay. So there you go. Let's do Sanchez captain. Do we want any of the defenders? That's the question. Okay, we'll plug Enzo in here. We'll plug all right, sorry, our lineups are incorrect, so someone messed up here. Yes, that is an error. Yes, Logan, that is an error. Someone on my staff has screwed up. So sorry, I got to do this mid-show here. I have to fix this, unfortunately, for everyone watching. Okay, I think we got it here. All right, good. We're good. We're good. That FanDuel should get the update here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. All right, sorry, got to fix this on the fly here. All right, so let's get back to it. Sanchez, Robert Sanchez, captain. We have Enzo in here. You can go Mudryk or Palmer. I don't think it really matters that much. Again, let's look at this prior game. Palmer went 75. Mudryk went 68. We don't have Nicholas Jackson anymore. Obviously, Chilwell's out. I don't know. Who's more likely to go 90, Palmer or Mudryk? I don't think there's an answer. We have Sterling. We have Sterling coming off the bench. He's an option to come on for Broja. Yeah, he's an option to come on for Broja or any of these guys really, because they could change up formations. All right, so Enzo, let's just plug in the more expensive Palmer to see what we can come up with, and then the other side, I don't think it matters. You could really get any of these guys here. Robinson, 6.2K. Broja. Technically, you could just plug Broja in as captain, hope for his goal in 45 minutes. Or you just have one of these center backs, plug in Cucurella here. You get the clean sheet. Maybe Disasi. Disasi's has been getting up plenty. What does Disasi have? 6 shots through 5 games. So you get him. You get the assist from Enzo, Disasi, goal, clean sheet, and then we got enough money to plug in Andreas Pereira for Fulham set pieces. So it's just very frustrating, this Chelsea lineup and situation. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a ton to say here, but that's what I got for the Sanchez captain. You can go in a lot of ways just because of the situation, because of Broja. Captain Broja, get that goal, and then maybe you get that 1-0 win. He gets the only goal, and then you still got Sanchez in your flex spot, something like that. Let's do scoreless draw or maybe a 1-0 Fulham win. So let's do Leno captain. Leno captain here. I like Willian more than Pereira, but we'll maybe consider Pereira. I think Enzo a must. He went 81 and then 68 minutes. Maybe because of the bench, he is a must. Man, this is a difficult situation. Okay, awesome. Logan has given us some information here. He hasn't trained for 3 days and is dealing with a virus. So thank you, Logan, for that information. So how much does that mean? He is on the bench. So the fact that he's on the bench, so you got to think that he is going to play at some point. He could be ready for 45. He could be ready for 30, something like that. So that will be a tournament play. Plug in Sterling off the bench. Hope that he goes 45. Hope that he goes at least 30 minutes. And maybe you could it would be crazy, but maybe you could captain him. Maybe Sterling gets the only goal in the game. It's 1-0, and you got Sanchez and Flex for that win clean sheet. Something like that. It's still a possibility. Or if you think it's a 1-1, don't even play goalkeepers, and you're still getting Sterling to goal or assist off the bench. Something like that. So with Fulham, I think that we play Robinson. We can play Castagna here. I think both have decent floors, I think, because they do a wide range of things as fullbacks, tackles, interceptions, whatnot. So let's plug Enzo in. I mean, it's pretty with Leno captain. You can pretty much do whatever you want here. So I got Leno captain, Willian, Robinson, Castagna, Enzo, Palmer. I got 100 remaining. So pretty easy here. You could take out Willian and go. I mean, why not roll? Maybe this is the game. Raul Jimenez gets his goal. Maybe plug him in there, get the goal, 1-0 win, something like that. Maybe he gets the goal. Maybe he has the assist from Willian. Maybe he has the assist from Pereira, something like that. So again, sorry, there's not a ton to say here, but I think we did decipher this lineup here, and we do have a decent idea of what we're getting here from this Chelsea team. Cucurella right back. We got Disasi, Thiago Silva center backs, Cole left back, Gallagher, Caicedo defensive midfielders, Enzo as the attacking midfielder, Palmer and Mudryk. So Palmer's probably on the right side, Mudryk's on the left side, and then Broja as the number 9 here. Broja. We're getting a comment here from Stevie P. Feels like a Cole Palmer slate, captain slate. He is the noted Manchester City fan, so of course he's going to say Captain Cole Palmer. And I mean that is in range. He is a little expensive, but in his start against Brighton, he had the assist. He looked pretty good. Went 75 minutes. Played longer than Mudryk. 2 shots. Expected goals 0.24. Expected assists 0.53. Pretty good numbers there, though. I would say he was on the ball a little more because he kind of played in that Enzo Fernandez role in that match. Just something to keep an eye on. But cool. That's all I got for this one. Thank you, everyone, for watching this one live. Hopefully, I gave some good information here. At a minimum, we deciphered this Chelsea lineup no matter what Opta tells us. So we deciphered that. Again, rotowire.com/soccer trial, 48-hour trial. And we're going to be busy in the Discord here throughout the next few days with Champions League coming up and whatever else coming up. We got MLS slates Wednesday night as well. Rotowire.com/chat. Just happy Fiorentina got a mention early on the stream. Yes, no problem. Forza Viola. Yeah, of course. Got to always mention the Serie A, all these other teams. Got the interleague cheat sheet as well. Looks like all the lineups here are confirmed. So if you're playing the interleague, that cheat sheet is up as well. So check that out. But thanks for watching this. You can find me at Zdroik on Twitter. Good luck on this slate. I don't know what's going to happen here. I'll say, maybe I'll just say scoreless draw, 1-0 to either side. I'll just say Fulham 1-0. How about that? I'll go Fulham 1-0. I'm going to have a Burn Leno captain. So I just got to decide who's going to score for Fulham here. But Champions League show tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Check that out. Thank you for watching this. See everyone at some point this week, and good luck on the slate.